Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with 5-4 season 3 episode number 4 reaction. So the previous episode we had Joker and Shinra face off against Burns. Burns is stopping them from moving close to Obi. They literally brought Obi on the roof and like strung him to like a pole. And now we have Joker and Shinra fighting against Burns. Burns is extremely strong, so they're having a lot of difficulty. While we have Gold there facing off against the rest of the Company 8. Missing, except Arthur. Arthur is missing. Arthur fell off the vehicle. So that's that. And we also get a little information, an interesting information, where we get to know apparently what that thing that Haumea does, like in front of like the Soul Eater moon. Apparently that's called like her tapping into the collective unconscious or something like that. And up until now, like we've seen the Soul Eater moon before in this show, but at the beginning I thought it was just like an Easter egg or something. But now it seems like it is probably something very important to the main plot of the show. We don't exactly know what type of a thing that is and what this collective unconsciousness even signifies in this show, but it's probably something related to the Adola. So let's see what happens today in this episode. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't work on her. Right. Damn. Right. Okay. You figured something out, alright. Hmm. Golden secret, alright. Yeah. Oh, okay. What is that? Hmm. Whoa. Hey, what the hell? Yeah, so she's using like magnetism or something like that. Like electromagnetism. Yeah, I was saying Golden Gauntlet. Nah, yeah, he's fine. Shape. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Golden magnetism. Oh my god. Yeah, she's using Tekyo too. Okay. Stop. Yeah. Okay. All right. She stopped it. Hmm. Oh no. Gold stopped it. She creating magnet field with golden heat. Golden heat. Yeah. Gold exposed to. Oh really? Power shield. She's using to make. Yeah. All right. Right. Interesting. Yeah. We just have to beat her up normally. Oh my god. Yeah. The bullets. They're also made of. Oh my god. I. God damn it. This shield is a. Yeah, just. What is that? Handcraft booster. Iron oxide and aluminium. Oh! Damn! Yeah, but power. Yes. Right. Hmm. Okay. Oh god! Yo, a whole ass fireball. Oh, all right. Yeah, that is a that packs a punch, but I don't think it's gonna work. They're too nonchalant about it. Okay, how did she stop that? Oh, right. Whoa, what the? Oh, the magnetism in her belt? What's happening? Oh, she's controlling her belt. Yeah, even now? Wait, what? Bruh. She could easily. Right. Ah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's not wrong. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Teddy bear. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot about that completely. True. Okay, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What can we do with that high amount of, heat resistance? Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. Right. Yeah, yeah, iron. Okay. Like I said, iron. Ah. Hmm. Yeah. All right. We'll see. She's like, shut up. You guys just sitting around doing nothing. Just shut the hell up. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. So we don't have much time. Like, as long as this is. Hmm. Okay. Okay, what's happening? What the hell? Oh, wait. Yeah. What the hell is the melt? I was gonna say they're melting the. Right. Oh my god, we're gonna use that on her. Yeah. Oh, hey, okay, that is something. Oh my, that's oxygen. Yeah. Damn. What is happening? Okay. Oh, we're still cooking. Wait, let him cook. Okay. It's like molten iron, right? Yeah, it won't work. And we put it on her gauntlet. Yeah, and it's going to interfere with the magnetism. All right, let's go. Oh, whoa. Okay, that was. Oh, what the hell is she? A video game enemy character who gets defeated and gold pops out of her? Dead, right? What is your power? Oh, I feel like he's gonna get immediately get defeated. What does he use? Wind? Dream. Oh my god. Wait, how many? Oh, okay. Oh damn. It's so fast that yeah, caused by fire. Everything should be so he's changing like the so like he's like heating up the air currents to make he named each and every one of them. Oh god. I think Arthur is going to come. Yup. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it is Arthur, right? Oh, there he is. Ah, well, think you're done for now. Oh boy, you're gonna get. Here we go. Right. it's, it's gone. Violet Flash. He fell down. He was gonna say I got attacked by some. He's gonna say some. Yep. Random nonsense. Yeah, there you go. Makes sense. Hmm. Oh boy. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. What the hell? Wait. I was literally saying this in the previous episode. There's a high possible like there's a high possibility he might become one of the pillars. Like if he's able to, if he doesn't become an infernal, he'll become a pillar, right? Or he will. That's how it went with that kid. What was his name? What was his name? That kid. You know, the one that Rekka implanted the, you know, the bug in. So okay, you know what? Let's wait for the next episode. Hmm. Okay, that's it. All right, that was today's episode. Okay, so today we had gold. Majority of today's episode was basically us fighting gold and figuring out what her actual like ability is. So basically, she uses gold to, with heat to control other magnetic substances. And so what we had to do is basically make molten iron, and after a certain amount of heat, as Lichtet said, it'll lose all magnetism, so she cannot control it, and then use that molten iron to cover up her gauntlet, and now she cannot control any type of magnetic item with the gauntlet anymore, so we can directly shoot her. And yeah, so it worked out perfectly by the end of it. And then obviously Arthur comes in, literally one shots one of the other guys. And I don't know, I just think, like, I feel like if Arthur came here before, we probably wouldn't have struggled with gold as well. We probably could have taken her out in a matter of seconds. But he fell out of his horse. What can you say? You cannot really blame him. So, yeah, it took him a while to come. Right. And yeah, and then in the end we had the whole bug implanting into Obi. Now they actually showed the bug burrow in into his it like his shirt. It tore his shirt and buried itself inside. Now, in no way at this point I feel like they're going to kill off Obi. In no way. I refuse to believe that. So, two things can happen here. Number one, he actually survives it, and it turns out that he is like one of the potential pillars, because I guess that's how Nataku, right? I think that was his name, that kid's name, right? That's what happened to him. He was implanted, the bug was implanted, but he didn't become an infernal, and later on we got to know that he was a pillar. So if something like that happens, so then I can, yeah, that can be one thing. Or something else happens and the bug is not able to get inside of him. Now I don't know what can happen that can obstruct the bug from burrowing itself inside of him, but something. Now, one thing, it's pretty dumb and it's pretty outrageous, but I feel like this is something that's coming in my head, and I'm going to say it now. I don't know if this is what's going to happen in the next episode, but I'm just going to say it for the sake of it, because if that's literally what happens, then that'll be pretty funny. So, like I said, this is a pretty ridiculous thing I'm going to say here, which is, imagine that the insect, like I said, if somehow the insect gets obstructed from getting inside of him, then he'll survive. Imagine the insect is not able to get inside of him because this freaking guy trains so much, his muscles is so damn hard that it cannot get inside. I don't know. Like I said, I said this at the beginning. This is a very ridiculous statement I'm going to make. But this is Fire Force. There's so many times, there has been so many ridiculous things. And, and we've seen how ridiculous Obi is, even without any powers. Without powers, he's so damn strong. He can literally go toe to toe with, people with actual power. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next episode they show us that, the bug actually couldn't get inside of him because his muscles are so damn hard. Again, like I said, this is a pretty damn outrageous and ridiculous thing. But I don't know. Anything is possible in this show. So I'm just saying it now. In the next episode, if something ridiculous like that happens, then that'll be pretty funny. But I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. Again, I'm just completely eliminating the prospect of Obi dying here and becoming an infernal, because I don't know, I just don't get that type of feeling that they're going to kill him off. I don't get that vibe, so I don't know, I just feel like he'll survive somehow, but the question is how. I'm not really sure. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's something ridiculous like he trained so much, his muscles are rock hard, so the bug couldn't get in, or something like that. Because I'm assuming the bugs somehow eat into your skin and bury itself inside of you, right? That's how it gets in. Because that's how I've seen it get in, like the other people. So what if his muscles are so damn hard that the bug couldn't do anything? Yeah, I'm just putting that out here. If something like that happens, that'll be pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Who knows? I'm just saying that I don't think he'll die, but who knows? Maybe next episode he won't be able to. I don't know. I just feel like, here's the thing. When a character is going to die in animes and stuff, you can feel it. like if you've been watching anime for a long time, you can feel when a character is going to die, because a lot of the way the episode goes in such a way, they, you know, like you can get the feeling that, oh no, they're going to kill him off. I am not getting that vibe at all with Obi. So that's why I'm like this sure about the fact that he won't die. But I don't know, exceptions happen. I'm just going to, like, believe that nothing's going to happen to him, and let's just wait for the next episode and see how this goes. Because yeah, I just don't get that feeling. Like when characters are going to die, you, like, if you've been watching anime for a long time, you can kind of predict it. Like, you're like, oh yeah, it's probably his time, he's going to die. I don't get that vibe from Obi, or from this episode at least. I don't get that vibe. Unless the next episode, they, like, yeah. But you know what? Let's wait and see. Anyways, that was this episode basically. Now, today's episode was pretty funny because we had the whole section of them cooking, not cooking, but melting iron in Tamaki's butt. And then that section where everyone took out their pants because obviously, like their belt is. Wait, couldn't they just take out the belt? Oh, I'm guessing the belt is probably like fit into the uniform. I'm assuming. Yeah, probably that. If it was a detachable belt, like I'm like, yeah, they could easily take out the belt and keep the pants on, right? But I guess not. It's probably like fixed to the uniform, or the lower part of the uniform is fixed to it probably. So yeah, and yeah, I guess this time Tamaki's, like Lucky Lecher, or Lucky Sukebe, whatever you call it, um that kind of worked, because of that she could easily get out of her pants because that's what happens. And she got saved. She wasn't captured, because I feel like at that time, if that didn't happen, like Gold probably would have defeated her. But her tripping out of her pants literally saved her life over there, you could say, or saved her from getting defeated. So yeah, it works sometimes. you know right, okay. And there you go. Oh, also we had what was her name? Lisa, right? The girl with Vulcan. We also had her, got to see her shine today. She used her power, her magnetic, nature of her ability to kind of stall for time a little bit, and that time that we got helped us melt the iron and do our job. Right, and then in the end, Hinawa just shoots him in the head. Like, I love that. It's pretty funny because at the end you can see Gold is like, wait. She kind of says something like that, but it was too late. Like the bullet just hit her in the head immediately. Yeah, I think this part. Let me check. Yeah, she was like, wait. Yeah, done. Right. Okay, and yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. Right. And obviously, like I said, Arthur is here, so I feel like the other dude, there's another guy left. I don't think he'll be much trouble. Arthur can take care of him. But the bigger problem here is the Obi situation. Like, Obi literally got, the bug went in. So, yeah, I think something will save him. Somehow he's going to survive. I just get that feeling. Let's wait and see. Right. Okay, and that was today's episode. Yeah, and that was my overall impressions of today's episode. Now, let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, where is it? Okay, in the very first scene, we're battling Gold, and Gold literally takes the shield And and this is where Licht says that do not use metals, in front of her. But she was a bit late, too late, because they already took the shield. But we had Tekyo with us, and Tekyo, right? That was the name of Maki's those two things, right? Oh no, Licht says later. No, no. At first, Licht is trying to figure out what's going on, because at the beginning, Licht still didn't have an idea as to what was going on. Like, he could understand that it was magnetism, but he couldn't figure out, like, So it was he was kind of thinking, and this is where Iris was like, "Oh, don't worry, Licht is definitely going to think of something because he's the most smartest of us all." And you can see, like, he's thinking about, like, gold, magnetism, and all that, and then finally he figures out what is going on, and then immediately he tells that, "Oh, do not bring any type of weapons or anything close to her." But by that time it was too late. She got Tekyo as well. It was under her control as well. And this is where Licht like explains to them that this is basically gold and magnetism. So he explains, where's that part? Gold isn't affected by magnetism and won't stick to magnets. Okay, doesn't that mean she can be using magnets? No, this is where heat becomes an issue. So when gold is exposed to heat, it has potential to become magnetic. Right. I did actually, maybe, like, I don't know. I didn't know this. Either I didn't know this or maybe I knew about it. I just forgot. Maybe I learned about this in my school, like, like science classes or whatever. I probably just forgotten. But yeah, like, anyways, gold's power, the heat energy she emits as a third generation pyrokinetic, funneled through a gauntlet, transformed into magnetism, allowing her to control metal objects. So yeah, she has the shields, the bullets, and both Tekyos in her side now. Bullets and Tekyo are made of steel, completely vulnerable. Right. Right, and this is where we get to see the thermal balls, the ones that Tamaki used to make more thermal power. So a little bit of a flashback here where Tamaki asks Vulcan to make her something like that, and even though she completed her training, she's like, I'm still not powerful enough like Shinra and Arthur. So Vulcan's like, alright, I'll make you something. So he made her this. She used it, didn't work, because these guys, as they call themselves destroyers, they're assassins, their heat resistance are through the roof, basically. They're extremely heat resistant, so it's not going to work. Anyways, this is where she's getting hit. Her belt gets stuck by, like gold's magnetism, and her lucky Ledger actually saved her here, as you can see. And she's like, oh, perfect opportunity. She just jumped out of her pants. She's like, damn, it saved me this time. You know what? I feel like this is not only the first time this has saved her. Her whole battle with that guy, I've forgotten his name. Lucky Ledger literally saved her from that battle as well. Otherwise, she would have been defeated there. So this is the second time you could say it saved her. And not only second time, multiple times it has saved her. Come on. Like, like this whole thing, half of the time, like while fighting enemies, this thing like kind of saves her from like, getting hit or something. Like it like literally makes it. You know what? I feel like that's like her superpower. Superpower. She somehow, like, you've seen the amount of times Tamaki gets almost into like life and death situations and she somehow survives. It's probably because of Lucky Ledger. She just survives. It has lucky in its name. So she just survives those because of that. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, enough of the Lucky Sukebe, or Lucky Ledger, whatever you call it. But yeah, now while all of this is happening, we have. Wait, what was her name? Oh my god, did I just forget her name? What? Lisa, right? Wait. Yeah, Lisa. Okay. For a moment, I literally said her name a few moments ago, and I immediately forgot her name. Okay, Lisa. Lisa comes in, and Lisa was still wearing her pants always, and everyone was like, "Oh, take out your pants," because it has a belt in it. You know what? I love the fact that a few moments before that, Hinawa literally was screaming at the top of his lungs, and he's like, "We are not ashamed. We literally we post like this in the every like annual nude calendars. We post like this every single time. So we're not we're this doesn't affect us." And Gold is like, "Does that make money?" And he's like, "Yes, apparently it does quite a bit." I feel like we probably could have converted Gold to our side, and we could have been like, "Yeah, you know what? We're gonna get a heft." Oh no, she literally said, I think in the previous episode, she said that she's not going to, you cannot buy her with money because she's, yeah, okay. Anyways, I don't think it would have worked. Either way, Lisa comes in, and Lisa using her fishing fan. Now, I genuinely forgot what her power was. It was so many years back. I didn't remember anything about her power. I do remember everything about Lisa and the whole Giovanni situation and all that, but I forgot what her power was. So I was like, okay, what's her power again? And yeah, she explained it was obviously related to magnetism. So she could kind of deter like Gold's magnetism for a bit, but not for long. She'll understand what we are doing, and then she'll also get used to it. So she's like, I can only get stalled for time a little bit. So between that time, Licht is like, I have a plan. So basically, Licht is like, we have to melt iron, put it on her gauntlet, and make it, and that'll help us deter its magnetism. But how do we do it? Yeah, we use Tamaki's tails on her butt. We literally cook. you know, they make Tamaki make a pot on her butt with the tail, and then puts in the thermite thing, puts in puts in a little bit of oxygen over there with the oxygen spraying can or whatever, and we're literally melting iron on Tamaki's butt. This part is pretty funny because it seems like she's farting or something. Where's that part? Yeah, they put in the yeah thing. It explodes, and it seems like she's farting red she's farting red stuff into the sky. Oh my, but that's actually her tail. Obviously they're cooking the metal, and then they put in like oxygen from the oxygen cylinder cans. Yeah, but by that time we are ready, molten iron, and Tamaki goes in and splashes it on her gauntlet. Now she was like, okay, it's not working. Why? Because obviously molten iron, the properties of it change. It is not affected by magnetism. But then the iron coats the gauntlet. She cannot use her magnetism. Hina was ready with his gun. Bam! Alright, it's done. He's dead. I'm assuming she's dead. They literally shot her head. And then we have the other dude come in, and he's like, oh, let me do it. And he's using like air currents and stuff. And you can see Leet is like trying to analyze it to find a method, but we didn't need any of that because Arthur is here. Arthur comes in and literally one shots that guy. Literally one shots him. And they're like, Arthur, where are you? Like, we're already like one person missing. What, even if you go missing, what are we going to do? And he's like, oh, I fell from the horse. Fair enough. At least he's here. Yeah, and now that's why that is going on. We have on the top of the roof again. Burns is talking about his faith. Like when Shinra's like, why did you do this? Why did you not say anything? Even back then you didn't say anything, so Sho got captured. Then he's like, oh, you cannot do anything. And obviously he's talking about God, faith, how how none of this is going to save us, and all that stuff he's saying. And then he's like, put the bug into Obi. And they actually put the bug into Obi. Now, like I said, it can go either way, two ways. I don't think Obi's going to die. In no way, I just don't get that feeling. I just don't get the feeling that he'll become an Infernal and he'll die or something. So what I think is going to happen is either he survives and he's like, it gets revealed that he's a pillar or something like that. Because we're still missing one or two pillars, right? I think so. um, and then and either that, or like I said, something ridiculous like, oh, the Buck couldn't get in because of his rock hard muscles. If something ridiculous like that could actually happen, and I wouldn't be surprised, because Obi is a character who is an anomaly from the very beginning, because he's the only character who, Iris is also another character who doesn't have any power, like, yeah, but he's the only character who fights toe to toe with other people, other literal people with powers, without having a power himself. And he can actually fight them toe to toe. He even overpowers them. That's how ridiculously busted he is. Like, and all because he trains. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if something ridiculous like that happens. Like, oh, his rock hard muscles stop the insect from burrowing in his skin and he survived, or something like that. So let's wait and see. Let's see what happens in the next episode. I just don't get the feeling that he'll die. That's what I'm saying. So I might be wrong, terribly wrong though. I have no idea. I'm just gonna wish that nothing happens to him, nothing bad happens to him. So yeah, that is it. That was my reaction to this episode number 4 of Fire Force season 3. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Fire Force season 3. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.